And so what do you think about prompts that can sell, that genuinely sell, that you can use for persuasion techniques? And I'm not talking about black hat or anything like that. I'm talking about, ethical marketing.
Mhm. Well, in my opinion, this is really where
Ryan, our prompt meister. And today we're doing a little behind the scenes conversation about our PromptoberFest. This is our second annual PromptoberFest that starts next Monday, October 20th, and about the Promptathon that it will be the first Promptathon, and that'll be pretty fun. And so I just wanted to give some background and have a chat about what we're going to be doing during Promptoberfest. So, Andy, got anything to add to that before I jump into some questions for you?
Sure. Well, the thing about Promptathon, first of all, is that last year we did it for the first time. We just kind of did it on a lark, on a whim, like, hey, let's, or Promptoberfest, I should say. And um, we were just thinking everyone's doing some type of Oktoberfest, and then plugging a word in before it. So I just thought Promptober and Promptoberfest would be pretty cool. I remember when I was I was a DJ on a rock and roll station back in the 80s, and we used to do Rocktoberfest.
Oh,
So
there
that's
you
what
go.
made me think of Promptoberfest. Um, so we just kind of did it as a one-off, but it really took on a life of its own. We had so many people joining us during that week of doling out prompts to folks via email, and then we did an event at the end. Only this time we got another epiphany, and we thought, why don't we do like a marathon session of prompts where we just like do a fire hose of prompts, and not just any prompts, good ones, like really high end, elite, renegade prompts. And so that's what we're going to do. And it's next Friday um, at, well, Denise, maybe you can give the
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
11
Well,
a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific.
yeah, it's
I just
the
thought
other
of
way around. 8
okay.
a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern is the promptathon. But the prompt, you know, last year it really started out like we just did it, and it was about, as you've said, Andy, it was about sending out daily prompts on different topics, and then we like kind of did a Q&A and a demo of the prompts at the end of the weeks. But this year it's not really a marathon because that would be 26 hours, I think, but started out, we were going to do 4, and we just said, maybe 3. You got 2 introverts here. That's very, it's going to be hot, energy intensive. So we needed to, make it so it works for us and
Yeah.
everybody else. And so it's going to be 3 hours from 8 to 11 Pacific and 11 to 2 Eastern. But people really liked what we were doing last year with prompts. And because this is an event being brought to you by the AI Success Club, which we run and have been running for 3 years now. One of the things we do in the AI Success Club is that we deliver prompts every single Monday to our club members. And Andy is really the master of this, and he has created what he's calling super prompts. And so some of those we might be demoing on the Promptathon, and we'll see. But also humanization is really important in the work that we're doing, and making sure that people aren't just copying and pasting prompts and then using that output. So
Mhm.
um so the way this is going to work this year is that we're doing 4 days that we're delivering prompts, Monday through Thursday. You'll get an email that has prompts on different topics. And then on Friday is the Promptathon. So on the first day, we are covering content creation. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that, like some prompt strategies that you would teach someone today on how to conquer blank page syndrome.
Cool. Well, content creation, my goodness. I mean, with AI, we've kind of started to experience a kind of a content collapse, if you will, because everyone's using AI, right, to create content. And maybe not everyone, but most people. So we've been thinking, all right, how do we kind of uh, go at this a different way? And so with blank page syndrome, really that is almost a thing of the past now with AI. So what I thought of doing was doing something called an echo prompt. And one way to start that off is saying something like, in the form of a prompt, ask me the question I've been avoiding. So if you've been working with whether it's ChatGPT or Claude or Grok or whatever it is that you know your favorite AI tool, it probably knows you pretty well. So if you've been having a lot of interactions over the past few months or even years with your AI, it will probably know what you've been avoiding, right? So if you ask it to ask you back that question, that could really start a domino effect of ideas and aha moments and just all kinds of possibilities for content creation and things that maybe you were kind of sitting in the back of your mind, and it will bring those forward. So that's one prompt. Or you could try the what I like to call the doppelganger prompt, and that is pretend a braver version of me hijacked this project. What would they say first? And by doing that, you get like instant momentum because now the AI is kind of mirroring a side of you that's bolder and less hesitant and like really you know, it taps into some part of you that really wants to jump forward and be really courageous in the moment. And so it's things like that where AI can really help you to unravel things in your own head. And really, that's the crux of this is having AI act as more of a mirror into your soul, and that's really kind of the direction that I like to go in with all the things I've done, you know, in the past with all these super prompts and things. It's more introspective. So
Yeah,
that's the first day.
that's the first day. Okay. And what we'll be doing, just because I know somebody's going to say, what was that prompt again? What did you say? What did you say? We will include these prompts in the recording where when we post the recordings, the prompts will be included that Andy is suggesting to you today because we know people like their prompts. I'm a prompt
Mhm.
collector.
Yeah. If you
So
like prompts, you're gonna love next week here.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so day 2 is when we are going to be looking at conversion,
Mm,
because what we do in the AI Success Club is we focus on what our strengths are. Andy is a 20 plus year veteran copywriter. So copywriting's his thing. That's his sweet spot. Me, I have been doing online marketing, content marketing for a really long time, years, decades, it seems like. um, and so content and online marketing is my sweet spot. So when you combine the two, because of course you can't have the content without the copy, that's what we focus on in pretty much all the work that we do with our club members. So day 2 is copy that converts.
yeah.
And so, what do you think about prompts that can sell, that genuinely sell, that you can use for persuasion techniques? And this is, I'm not talking about black hat or anything like that. I'm talking about, ethical marketing.
Mhm. Well, this is, in my opinion, this is really where AI excels. because it can go back in time to to really tap into the minds of some of the greatest copywriters of all time, the people from the Mad Men era back in the 60s, and even the era from like the 80s and 90s of like the biggest well, especially the late 90s and 2000s of the biggest internet copywriters. So you can really tap into their brains, but you can also develop persuasion techniques that haven't even been invented yet with AI. And that's one of the things that I've been able to do over the past months and really like year and a half or so. So persuasion prompts really aren't like just about pressure; they're really about asking permission. So we're able to do that. Um, I really like stacking prompts when it comes to doing persuasive stuff on AI, like and and then adding like an emotion layer as kind of the kicker, at the end to really drive home that call to action. So you could actually be more open-ended and honest with AI when it comes to persuasion, and really you don't have to be fake. You don't have to try and be all hypey and salesy with all this. So you could be vulnerable. You could say something like, the real reason I created this offer is, so that's more honest, obviously. You could get into intimacy, say it again, and these are prompts. Say it again as if you're confessing it to a close friend. So as a follow-up prompt, you could say that. And then you could do another prompt like, now rebuild this as a single fearless sentence. So that's clarity that really taps into the selling aspect here. But it's authentic, I mean, it's authentic sounding, as authentic as AI could be. Okay. So one of the things I'm going to be doing during Promptathon is doing live demos of these types of things, the layering aspect, where we'll go from like um, a prompt that's kind of polished to really something that pierces through the layers, because the consumers put up uh, guards
Hmm.
themselves. So us as consumers, I mean, I know when I go and read a sales email, I have my guard up. I'm very skeptical. So what these prompts will do is kind of cut through that. It will give layers of authenticity and vulnerability and emotion that really kind of digs past the skeptical elements that your ideal clients, your ideal buyers will kind of have that stuff baked in, and it can lift those. So then all that's left is the willingness to purchase, which if your product is good, and it probably is, if it creates value, then all bets are off. You can increase conversions that way. So that's kind of where I'm going with that, with these prompts.
Cool. I know that some of the members of the AI Success Club use your David Ogilvy custom GPT a lot. So yeah, this is it's such an essential part to any business, is that you're selling something if you have a business, and whether it's products or services, consulting, e-com, whatever it is that you're doing, you need to be able to convert those lookies, those readers of your sales page, or your emails. And
Yeah.
so this is going to be a very essential piece of what we're doing. And that's on day 2. You'll get 5 prompts that are focused on conversion for your sales.
And
Okay.
Denise, before you get into day 3, I just want to
Yeah.
emphasize that these aren't like prompts. I know we're saying like 5 prompts a day, you're going to get 20 total, and people are probably thinking like, yeah, but I could buy 1,000 prompts for $39.95. Why would I even want 20 prompts? Whoop de doo. These are not your garden variety prompts. Okay,
No.
these are uh, there are prompts that are like templates, and there are prompts that are like really hard hitting, that really open AI's inner workings. They'll kind of open the floodgates of what you could expect. And this is the kind of stuff that we've been doing, as our subscribers know, for a long time now. So there are prompts, and there's our prompts. So
Yeah. There's our prompts. So, okay, so day three, we're highlighting humanization, which of
Mm.
course is your main focus when it comes to writing with AI and using AI is how do we humanize what the output is and how do we make sure that the human being is not lost in the AI slop that people complain about. So, what's your go-to method for stripping out the robot voice of AI outputs?
Well, people who follow me or subscribe to me on Substack, which is where this video is happening right now, the name of my Substack is the Humanizers. So, as you know, humanization is near and dear to my heart. So, day three is probably my favorite day. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to kill the robot voice. Okay. And what we do here is we're actually going to invite the robot in first. So we'll do a prompt like, write this paragraph the way an AI thinks a human would write it. Okay. So
Mhm.
it's going to give you like a cliche answer. So we're going to take that. Okay. And then we're going to say, as a follow up prompt, now rewrite it like someone who's had a terrible day but still cares.
Oh,
When the walls come down when you do a prompt like that, okay? Um, AI will give you something really uh, closer to a human, like a real human, not what AI thinks is a human. Big difference there.
yeah.
So, and then we're going to do probably a hot seat on this during Promptathon, where I'm going to take kind of a sterile paragraph and I'm going to rebuild it with contradiction and imperfection and real human breath. So, humanization is going to play a big role in not only next week's Promptoberfest prompts, but also during the Promptathon. We're going to really add the human element to whatever we do with all these prompts, because that's how you're going to stand out in a crowded AI marketplace,
Right.
because people are gravitating toward human stuff more than ever. So we're going to showcase that.
Okay, great. And humanization, I just have to throw in, a shout out because your first book was The
The humanizer.
Humanizers, The
That's where it all
Humanizer. This
began.
and the second book was
The prompt whisperer.
The Prompt Whisperer, and the third book that's coming out soon,
All right, here, Denise. Okay, so
Conversational Prompt.
humanizers, it's backwards, right? Way
No, no,
backwards.
yeah.
The prompt whisperer is this one, and which came out about 5 months ago. Coming in a couple weeks, conversational prompting. Don't mind the reverse lettering.
Yeah.
But this is what the book looks like. This is my author version. It says not for resale here.
Yeah. It's
But
not
it's
for
coming
sale
out
yet, but it's coming out soon.
three versions: Kindle, paperback, and a PDF version if you prefer. So that's coming to the people on the pre-launch list. You'll get that early, October 28th. To the general public, it'll be November 4th.
Okay.
So it's pre-launch, conversationalprompting.com. You can sign up for that.
All right. So that's just to show that Andy is serious about his humanizing.
Yes.
We all are. We
I wrote
are.
the
We
book on it.
are. Yeah, he wrote the book on it. Okay, so now we're on to day four of the Promptoberfest. And that is about integration and innovation. So
Yay.
using prompts as building blocks and not just like a one-off sentence.
Right.
So how do you take prompts and build workflows and systems and even prompt suites?
Hmm. Well, this is a really cool way to end Promptoberfest and segue right into Promptathon, because what we're doing here is we're kind of building muscle. So you think of prompts as like a muscle memory instead of just magic tricks that you do with AI. So like if one prompt is a spark, a suite of prompts could be like a generator, like something that you can use going forward to start like a chain reaction uh, of real, like a cascade of AI outputs that you never saw coming. So that's really what my book is about too, conversational prompting, because it starts, it's about the dialogue. It's about the give and take you have with AI instead of just putting in prompts and doing things that are templated. So what we're going to talk about on day 4 and a lot of the Promptathon too is discovery, insight, application, reflection. And that's really what day 4 is all about. So after a while, you do this enough and AI is going to start anticipating your rhythm. And that's when prompting is going to feel more like a jazz ensemble instead of just work. You don't want to look at prompting like work, because it
No.
should be fun. It should be improv and riffing and ad libbing and just stream of consciousness type of stuff. And that's really where the magic happens. So that's what day 4 is about. And that's a perfect way to get into Promptathon. So pretty excited
Okay,
about
great.
that.
And Gord asks, can we find the pre-launch link for the book? And it's at conversationalprompting.com. And I put that in the chat, the live chat also, although they don't hyperlink the links. So sorry about
Uh-oh.
that. I'll have to copy and paste it. But we'll also, this will be available as a recording also. And I'm going to be posting all the links that we've talked about today too for that.
Yeah. And if you type in conversationalprompting.com, and that, if for some reason that doesn't work, just do HTTPS //
Yeah.
how to get conversational prompt.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now day 5. Day 5 is the big fun day, and it is the Promptathon, our first ever Promptathon, and that is going to be 3 hours. Now, I will say that you don't have to be attending from beginning to end, but that would be the most fun for all of us. But we know that you might have other things to do, but you can pop in when you want. So at the Promptathon, we're going to be running live demos. We're going to be doing some hot seats with some of our VIP participants. And just to give a little hint of how the Promptathon is going to go, what's a behind the scenes tip that you can give to our audience here about how you evolve a meth prompt into meth prompt into something more electric? How do you do that on the fly?
Okay, what you have to do when you have a prompt that's like, I don't know if this is going to work or not, or this didn't give me the result I was hoping for. You really have to talk to AI like it's alive. I know that's kind of weird, but sometimes I feel like it is alive. So when a prompt falls flat, I don't rewrite it. I interrogate it. So what I do is
Oh.
I say, what are you missing? What assumption are you making about me or about the prompt that I gave you before? Or what are we missing? That this is where the sparks start to fly when you say stuff like that. Or like, what are the missing pieces
Mm-hmm.
of this other prompt? So really, it's all about being present in the moment and not just um, getting mad, not just scolding AI and just saying, no, that didn't work. Come on, you can do better. No, it's, you have to just ask it, okay, what's the missing link here? What am I missing? What are you missing? What are the pieces of the puzzle that is causing this disconnect in our collaboration here?
Mm-hmm.
That's where, and it'll tell you, just like it tells you everything else. It's going to be forthright, and and it'll probably give you all kinds of ideas on how to do your follow-up prompts at that point. And those are the kind of things we'll be focusing on during the Promptathon, but there's going to be so many follow-up prompts. The thing about Promptathon that I want to stress. And the reason why, really, 3 hours, the only reason why we're only doing it for 3 hours really is our own physiology. It's not about like, I mean, I could do this for 24 hours if I had the constitution, of a 30-year-old. I mean, I could do this much longer, but it's just, it's just my physical limitations. I can only do online so much. I mean, I'm in pretty good health, but I will have to like take water breaks, bathroom breaks, things like that. Uh, so what I was getting at
Let's
here
get
is that
real here.
TMI, sorry. Uh, so what I'm really getting at is when you type in a prompt during Promptathon, when I type one in, I'm really just laying the groundwork with that first one. It's all in the follow ups, and we'll be doing a lot of iterations, a lot of different follow up prompting. We'll be doing it on the hot seats. I've got a ton of prompts that you've never seen before that I'll be doing during Promptathon. I don't even think Denise has seen these prompts.
Probably
So,
not.
so it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you all can join us. And I hope that you get the VIP version too, the upgrade, because that's where you'll get the recording. And I know Denise, you'll probably talk about that, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, so if you are thinking you want to go deeper with us on this, then I just posted the link to join the Promptoberfest. It's free, and we do have a VIP upgrade because that's where you're going to get all the bonus stuff, which we have lots of. Andy is creating or has created already, uh, custom GPT based on all the prompts that you'll be getting in the 4 days, plus what will be generated during the Promptathon. There's too many prompt
And
words here. The Promptathon is a Promptoberfest with a Promptathon at the end. Yeah, so it starts on Monday, October 20th, and it goes for 5 days. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to get by email, you're going to get those 4 days of prompts that we just outlined, which are content creation, copy that converts, humanization, and integration and innovation. And then it all culminates with the Promptathon. And that's going to be live demos, Q&A, a lot more prompts, and hot seats, and VIPs will get a copy of all of this, and also the recording with everything, transcripts, and also a 30-day action plan to put all this to work for you, to guide you into using what you've learned and what we'll be delivering to you. So that's the VIP version. But
good to give.
we want
It's good to be a VIP. Let's put it
it's
that
always
way.
good to be a VIP. Yes, absolutely. But we don't want to let that to stop you either, because we welcome one and all. We
Yeah, the
welcome
event
one and all.
itself is free. I mean, you can come in, enter, and leave to your heart's content during it. If if you just want kind of one and done experience, it's free. If you want VIP, have possibility of being on a hot seat, getting the bonuses, getting the replay, which will have all the prompts, and we're going to list them too. Denise is really good at curating the prompts that get discussed during our calls. She just has a knack for it. I don't think I could do it. So Denise is really good at it. So Denise will put together a whole list of all the prompts that we'll go over during it for the VIPs, and those will be all presented to you nicely. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be, high energy because this is something that both of us really love to do. We're both really, all in on AI, and you as a tool, not a replacement for you. So we're planning to have some fun with it. And if you are a VIP, you have an opportunity to get on the hot seat with Andy and have some prompts up leveled.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pull
So,
prompts out of thin air, during the session too. So,
so yeah, that's something else. That's another benefit of being a VIP. We have 5 slots available for that. So anyway, I'm kind of when I keep looking away, it's because I've also got this going on my desktop, so I can see what people are saying because it's very hard to see it on my phone.
cool.
So, um, but Gord Isman, thank you for taking the time to be here with us, and Gary and Marcia and Vicky. I think there's some other people, but I don't see their names. But yes, I made a typo when I was typing in the Promptoberfest link. So thank you, Gord, for putting up the correct link. Appreciate that. It's hard to do that when I'm like trying to pay attention to the phone, what's going on, and then what people are saying. So
Also, I
anyway,
forwarded a domain name this morning on because I have the domain name thepromptathon.com. So I
oh,
forwarded that to the Promptoberfest sign up page. So you probably could try typing that in too. The promptathon.com.
okay.
See what happens.
Thepromptathon.com. Sorry, I didn't know about that.
I
Okay.
breaking news, Denise.
Yeah, breaking news, right? Oh, woohoo. Hi, Ingrid. Thanks for being here. Yeah, and if there's if you have any questions, if you want to type them in, we can hang out here for a few more minutes. Any questions about prompting, or you know, what Andy's up to, what I'm up to. Um,
I tell you, Denise gave me some great advice this morning that I just want to share with everyone. If you're going to do one of these live events, make sure your phone is charged. So what I did was I went down and charged my phone as soon as she said that. I'm like, wow, because I'm already, down to like 25%. And if it wasn't for Denise saying to charge my phone, my phone would have died. So,
Okay, there you go. I try to remember those details. It's all those
yeah,
little details that make things work, right? I've got mine
right.
plugged in. You know, Doing a live on your phone, which is the primary way that Substack, offers live video, is very, very energy intensive. So your phone will go down fast. So that's
Especially
why.
if you have an iPhone 12, which is what I have.
Oh,
So,
okay. I'm an Android person, so
okay.
I don't know what level that
We're
12
up to
is.
17 with iPhones.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, I
Yeah.
got it,
Okay. Yeah.
got an old one.
Well,
So,
I have a Samsung 10, S10. So, and they're up to, 25 now. So keeps
very cute.
working. Anyway, we digress. Thank you
Yes.
for being here. The recording will be posted on both of our Substacks, sometime later today. And along with that will be the prompts that Andy has mentioned here today on this call. So you'll have those bonus prompts and links to join us for the Promptoberfest. We'd love to see you there. And also for his upcoming book,
Oh,
Conversational
yeah.
Prompting.
Yes.
Conversational Prompting. So thank you very
Thanks
much
a lot.
for being here with us today.
Yes.
We'll
Thanks,
see you
everybody.
next week.
Bye bye.
Bye.